Hello there, it's the Archivist from tradingcardarchives.com, and I'm here today for another sports video. Sorry, yeah, close the video if you're not interested in sports. I know how it goes. No, I'm just kidding. There is anime here too, though. We've got Slam Dunk, which is, of course, a well-loved basketball anime from Japan. And then we've also got Left Hand Layup, which you've probably never heard of, even if you are a fan of basketball and basketball anime, because this is a Chinese anime show. So this is an animated show from China that now has 2 seasons, is incredibly popular, and is kind of like a good contrast with what Slam Dunk was trying to do. So I really am kind of excited to talk about both of these. But as you know, whenever I get my sports anime cards out, that is an automatic excuse to get my regular sports cards out. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Well, I mean, if you've been with the archives for a while, you probably do. But we actually collect sports cards here too. We collect all trading cards. It's the trading card archives, right? It's not the anime card archives. Even though I have a lot of anime cards, I have like a lot of them, right? But that's because there are a lot of those, right? But there's also a lot of these. There's a lot of Western cards. And so we try to get a little bit of everything here. Although I do try to spare you, and I don't do a lot of sports card openings, at least not dedicated sports card openings. Variety of reasons there again. Like one, I'm probably not the most knowledgeable sports card enthusiast in the world. There's definitely people who know a lot more about these than I do, but I still enjoy them, and I like opening them. And so today what I did is I went over to my sports card shelf, which I have a shelf full. I have like, I don't know, 40 or 50 blasters over there of just different like random things, right? Like a lot of random stuff. And so what I do is I go over there, and every couple months when I do a video like this, I go to try to pick out a few blasters that I think I want to open, right? But then I have to go check what they're worth. Because the thing with these is I buy these when they're cheap, right? I buy these when they're on clearance and people are just trying to get rid of them. And then I'll go and I'll buy like one or two, and then I just let it sit for years, right? And you do that, and every once in a while, a player will become very famous. And in this case, Wemby is now like a huge NBA star, and this is actually Wemby's rookie year box. So there's a possibility that there is a like auto Wemby in here that could be worth thousands of dollars. So this particular blaster box, which I paid, I don't know, $14 for or something when I picked it up again like years ago, right? I guess 2 years ago now. This is worth about $80 right now, pretty easily. Like there's tons of them on eBay for that. So I'm not going to open this one, right? Because this one's worth a lot of money. I'm going to sell that one. And that's kind of what we do with our sports stuff. Sports stuff for the archives is a lot more ruthless in that way. It's a lot more value oriented, where we're trying to make money. We're storing things, waiting, selling later. Like it's that kind of a thing, right? Very much that kind of a thing. Whereas with our anime and Western cards, I'm a fan. Like I love opening those, and I collect them, and I'm not going to sell a lot of those. I sell a lot too, but there's a lot I'll never sell, and it's important to understand that with those cards. But anyway, long story short. But what I pulled out here, these are not worth very much. In fact, all of these are worth less than what I paid for them. I think these two are worth about $14 each. This one's worth about $20. This one's weird though. So the reason I picked this, I don't like opening baseball cards much at all personally. I really just don't. This is heavy. Like this is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times as heavy as this. Like this feels like a piece of paper. This feels like a rock, like a big rock. Like this would hurt if I threw it at you right now. Like this is really heavy. And that's kind of why I want to open it, is I'm just curious. And I know there's like a relic in here, but I don't think the relic could be that heavy. I sort of think it's just because they're paper cards, and I think you get like 11 cards in a pack, and there's 7, what is there, like, yeah, there's like 100 cards in this box. So I think there's just a lot of paper cards in here, and that's why it has that value, or that weight. But since I don't know, and I'm always curious, we're going to open it up and find out right now. Let's take a look and see. So here are our packs. Oop. And they are heavy pack. So yeah, it is. Yeah, this one. I don't know what it is, but this one's like twice as thick as all the rest. Why don't we just get going? And again, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about or sleeving these. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about them. Obviously, if I pull some major card and you know and I don't know, please let me know because I would like to know. But at the same time, I'm gonna just assume most of these are just paper cards and maybe not, not worth a ton. And that's okay. We need the whole range in the hobby, right? And so having these paper cards like this is also like a part of the hobby that people enjoy and they do collect these. So it makes sense. I guess this one's some kind, just a parallel maybe. So stars of MLB. What I'm looking for are serial numbers or any kind of like short print parallel. There are more than 11 cards in one of these packs. There's a lot of cards in one of these packs. That's a lot. Okay, so if you collected baseball cards when you were a kid or basketball cards, you probably collected cards like this. We call them paper because they're literally printed on cardboard and they're very cheaply printed, very cheap stock. These kinds of cards will get yellow over time. Like they won't. Yeah, there's a lot of issues basically with this stock. As a result, they're very cheap and they can print a ton of them. And you can see here, you get a lot, right? Like in this blaster, you're getting almost an entire binder's worth of cards, right? So if your goal is to get a lot of cards, then often a paper card set like this can be the way to go. Again, I'm looking for serial numbers. I'm not finding them, and so I don't know for sure if this set even has serial numbers. There's a lot of different baseball sets. This is like series 2. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about this one. There's just so many cards in these packs. I do know it's going to take me a while to clean these up because there's a lot of cards. It's just a ton. Joey Vito, there's an all-star, kind of on an old. Oh wow, that's like they really went for it with the old school style there. Another star of the show. No serials. And the other thing with these sets, these paper sets, is even if, like when we pull that Relic, for example, because the set is a paper set like this, it's a cheap set, right? That Relic is not likely to be worth as much as a Relic from like a better set would be a higher end set, right? And so we could pull like a 1 of 1 out of that, and it could be worth like $20 or something. And that's like that might seem a little bit. Gosh, that card got really bent. It's on a different kind of stock. So it's on chrome stock. That's why. But man, that is like bent like crazy. I'm not even gonna try to rescue that. Oop. Yeah, like I have a Nia Jax. I have a Nia Jax event used matte relic from WrestleMania. Like like the biggest event she was ever in. And it's a 1 of 1, right? But because it came from one of the very low end paper WWE sets, it's not worth much. It's worth like $15. I haven't even listed it because it's just, it's not really even worth enough to sort of be worth me listing right now. Although I might list it. A lot of cards. I also wrote on this website, tradingcardarchives.com. If you go, I changed the theme again, sorry. So it looks all different, but I also wrote an article about how I went about building the eBay store and all the things that I got and like what kind of shipping stuff I'm using and how I'm printing labels and all that kind of thing so that you can... Oh, it's some kind of... Okay, I see. It's some sort of scratch off. We'll do that. It might be an expired thing at this point, but we can do it anyway for fun. Let me pause and clean these up, and then I'll come back and we'll do that, and we'll open that up. All right, and I am back, and so yeah, let's let's see if we can figure out what this is. Expiration date, yeah, this expired a couple years ago, so this is not going to be worth anything, but oh, and it's like a promotion thing, so I'm not even going to bother. So basically you're going to get code, you enter the code on the website, but it's all expired, so it won't matter now. Let's just chuck that. Sorry about that. And here, so this will be our relic. And this is where all the weight is. So to give you an idea, like this one pack weighs more than this. I'm not gonna get my scale out. Like it's so obvious. Like this thing, it's like a rock. I can't even. I know it's not gonna be anything fancy. It's just gonna be like a really thick card. But gosh, it is a heavy card. Like you remember, I had the JoJo metal card in a pack, and we could tell that. And I got my scale out for that. That wasn't this heavy. This is heavier than that. I don't understand. Okay, let's go. Okay, maybe we need to rip this pack actually here. Let's see. Okay, gosh. What exactly is the... Is this all the relic? Oh god, that's all the relic. Okay. That is the relic. That's why it was so heavy. So, like... I mean, I get that I got that, like I picked up this box of it, but when you put stuff like that in your blaster boxes and they're so obviously heavy, there's no way that's gonna not get searched. Like I don't know how that ended up here. Like whoever shipped that to me is not paying attention. Like when they picked it up, like imagine you work in the warehouse, right? And you got like a shelf full of blasters you can put in a box. You pick one up, it's like 5 times heavier, like not 2 times heavier, like 5 times heavier, right? You don't put that, you put that to the side, and after hours you go and you take it home, right? Like that's how that works. Like I don't understand how I ended up with this. That's so crazy. It's awesome. Blowout Cards, I think, is the company that sold this to me. If you want to go reward them with your business, I'll buy more from them. I mean, yeah, heck yeah, incredible. All right, so there's all our paper. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That is way thicker than anything I've ever had. I can go get some of my like really thick cards. I'm telling you, this is more. Okay, let's take a look. What did we actually get here? It's a helmet. Okay. New York Mets. Commemorative. Batting helmet. Okay, and then there's some like... But there's no... You know what I mean? There's no serial number or anything on this, so... Is it just... I guess it's just a fancy... Here you go. I'll go look it up, because I assume it's not worth a whole lot. So what this would count as is something called a manufactured relic. And so because like, you know, no one wore that. It's not like a game worn batting helmet. Obviously that's very tiny, right? If it was a piece of a jersey, right? That would be, you could have a piece of a jersey. Oh God, I won't even fit in this thing. Okay. I'm gonna get a team bag or something for this later. That's a huge card. You get like a piece of a jersey, right? And that can be either commemorative, which means it's just a jersey that happens to have the same number as the player, but the player never wore that jersey, right? So that's commemorative. That's a commemorative relic. Then you can have a like authentic worn relic. That's also a tricky term, right? Because a lot of these companies, Topps and Upper Deck, what they'll do is they'll go to the locker room and they'll have the player put a jersey on for like a minute and just have them put like 20 jerseys on, right? And they'll take a picture of every jersey on the player. And so technically the player wore that jersey for like a second in the locker room, right? That is now a worn relic. And so that's like a little bit better. Then there's game worn. So game worn or game used. that means that it's the jersey that that player used in that game, right? That is the best relic that you can get. So manufactured relics are the worst because they just like they made this in a factory. It has nothing to do with the player. The player never touched that. They didn't sign it. There's no connection, right? And so it's like an interesting relic, but it doesn't have any value, if that makes any sense. Let's move on because we talk a lot about baseball cards. I don't even like baseball cards. Here's football cards. I also don't really like football cards. I'm laughing because I told you when I started this video, the sports card area of the archives is ruthless. This is our value area. This is not. We don't. There's no emotional value here. It's all just money. So yeah, this is what we think about. Now this is a goofy thing. This is one of many. There's at least 4 or 5 companies. Leaf is another one. Who make trading cards, usually football trading cards, because some special things about how that league works. But basically, there's a lot of independent players in football. And so those are players who are not part of the official NFL player union. The NFL player union negotiates a deal with Topps, and then Topps can make sports cards for all of their players. Like, it's very easy, right? But some players, especially retired players, some rookie players, and then just some really, really big name players, they go and do their own deals, right? And so when that happens, other companies like Wildcard can come in and do an individual deal with players, even though they're not really doing a deal with the NFL. And so you're never going to see NFL, right? You won't see Player League. None of that is going to be on here at all, right? IPL is sort of the independent player league. It's like the independent players, right? But that's what this is. So this is independent football trading cards. Independent. Like, that's what it literally is. Which, I think is fantastic that it exists. Okay, and then you'll notice on the back here, we were looking for these red chase packs, right? Get my magnifying glass out here. So you can see, find the red chase packs. And what it says is, look for low-numbered parallels in the red packs. Chase packs are random and found in approximately every 20 boxes. So this is a 1 in 20 pull. I didn't know it was in there. I couldn't have known that was in there. This isn't heavy or anything. I just got lucky. I got pretty lucky, I guess. So we're going to see what's in that today, too. Cool. Now, the trick is, just like with this, the independent players, some of them can be very valuable, but most of them aren't, right? And so that's like yeah. So I'm not expecting to pull cards from here that are going to be worth a ton of money. It's not impossible, but the main thing I'm interested here is just to kind of see this other designer, right? Because this is a trading card designer, Wildcard, and this is their Illumination line. And I've never seen these cards before, so now we can kind of see what they look like. I think it's just chrome. They just are calling this chrome, basically. These are so strange on the back, too. So, like, I don't know anything about these players, but I'm guessing they're, like, weird. Well, not weird, but just kind of strange. What a goofy set of cards. I've honestly never... I don't think I've ever opened anything from Wildcard before. Probably won't again. Unless, again, like, what'll happen is I'll go to a card store and they'll have, every card store has their, like, value blasters or their, like, discount blasters, usually by the front door or something. I always go over there and I just grab 2 or 3 that are cheap, right? I don't know. I don't care or know anything about them. It's like, oh, Wildcard football. I don't know what that is. It's $13. I'll grab that. And then I just stick it on the shelf. It just sits there. And then a couple of years later, I'll open it up and nothing. It'll be nothing. and that's like 90% of the time, that's what it is, right? But then like 10% of the time, you get a red pack, and maybe it's I don't even know. Who would be good? I'm not even going to guess. I'm not even going to guess. I just don't know. And there's some really good player in there. cool. It's like Star Bright, I guess. Seems like each of their packs had a sort of a hit like that in it, and then a bunch of these. You'll notice they can't even say the team that they're playing for, right? So you'll notice there's no real indication of what team they're playing for or anything like that. And that's again just because these are independent, right? They're not allowed to use those names and logos. They don't have a license for that. They only have a license for the player's name, and even the statistics are going to be like just the basic statistics of that player. At the same time, I'm sure that these uniforms they have them in are at least close, right? But they're not going to be the actual NFL uniforms because those are licensed uniforms. Sorry. I know it's, I know this whole section of the video is probably just getting skipped by almost everybody, but I just, I figured I might as well teach you a little bit about these cards. Now there should be, if this really is what they say it is, there should be a low numbered parallel in here. It's probably going to be this. I don't see, do you see any numbers on that? I don't see any numbers on that. That is not serialized. These are also not serialized. I don't know what the I don't understand. It's got to be, this has to be the one that is sort of the special card, so to speak. But no idea. All right, well, there you go. Again, I feel like that was kind of a dud. Like, I guess I was expecting to get I mean, what it says, like it says low numbered parallel, but that's not a low numbered parallel. Or at least it's not serialized in that way. Yeah, I don't know. I would go and look it up to see if it's worth anything, but I mean, why don't we here? I'll pause and I'll go look that card up. We'll see if that has any value. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any value, like not even $1. And they have them listed. Maybe not that one, but there are ones listed there. So, yeah, I'm thinking that's not worth anything. Okay, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I am wrong. eBay looks pretty dark for that card. Okay, this is something else. Another weird thing. As you know, Topps makes a lot of trading cards, but they don't have the NBA license. Panini has the NBA license. And so Topps cannot make NBA basketball cards. At least that was true a couple of years ago. I actually don't know. That might not be true right now. I don't know. But it was true. And so this is what Topps did instead. So Topps would make the McDonald's All-American Games. And so what would happen is McDonald's would stage some basketball games and they'd pay some NBA players to take part in those games. And then they'd make a trading card set based on it. And that's what this is. So it's similar to like the Olympic basketball team, right? When the players are playing in the Olympic basketball team, they're not representing the NBA. And so those are Olympic licenses if you want those cards. You want that license. Oh, and these are actually, sorry, these are actually female, women basketball players too. Maybe there'll be a Caitlin in here. Oh, but not all. Here's an Ashlyn Jackson. That's actually kind of a nice parallel. guess I misunderstood. I thought these were going to be NBA, but this is, I think, WNBA. I think, although I'm unsure about them all. Yeah, I mean, there's it's definitely some kind of college college stuff for sure. But I think the point stands that this set essentially exists because they can't do they weren't able to do NBA. Full squad ready. It's weird how all the backs are horizontal. Ooh, that might be nice. A couple more here. I figure what we'll do is we'll open the rest of these and then we'll get into the anime basketball. So this will kind of transition us pretty well into the animated basketball. There's another sort of parallel. And then for those, just because, you know, we are, it's my fault, but we are pretty deep into the video now. I was thinking maybe we'd only open maybe half of each of those boxes and the hit packs, of course. I wouldn't hold out the hit packs on you. Ooh. It's like a whole pile of packs right here. Also, I feel like we're getting a surprising number of dupes. Is it not a very big set? It must not be a very big set. I guess makes sense. If it's only maybe a couple teams playing like an East and West, there might not be that many cards in the set. And I have been looking at the names. I haven't recognized any. Is the reason that I haven't really like stopped. But yeah, I don't think any of those hold a ton of value. Let me pause again. We'll reset the board here, and then we'll be in Anime Town. I'll be right back. And we are back. We are back. Now we're going to be looking at anime cards. Back to what regular scheduled programming, so to speak. I figure what we'll do is we'll go through the flyers first, because these are both sets we haven't looked at before. This one is a little bit older. This is actually pretty new. This set maybe came out 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. It's pretty new stuff, so we can definitely check that flyer out. Let's bring those up right here. And so here is the, I wasn't joking, I'm going to go buy some more of that Minecraft stuff. If you haven't seen the Minecraft video, those cards are like way better than you would expect. I don't know why. Anyway, amazing. But here's the Slam Dunk set. So this is, again, I'm not entirely sure ever like what the sets are for or why this particular set got made. But it exists, and it looks cool. Like, I'll tell you that I didn't buy this one completely on a whim. Like, I bought this one, I was like looking, like I went out and actively looked for Slam Dunk sets, trying to find one that would be really, really cool. And I think I found one here. This one looks amazing. I mean, you can already see some of the sort of like this, like all metal kind of trophy thing built into the card. Like, I'm sure we're never going to pull that, but epic that it's there. But then, yeah, you got stuff like this, which is a little bit waifu-y, I guess. But we'll, oh gosh. Oh, well, okay, at least there, you know, hey, if you're going to be equal opportunity about it, I'm okay. If you want to be skeezy, as long as you're skeezy to both men and women, I'm cool. That's totally cool. So this is cool. You can do this. This is fine, because they're doing the men too. I kind of want one. I don't know why. That's so weird. Ah, the first adult video. Oh my god. This This flyer is I'm gonna keep this flyer. This flyer is amazing. I love everything about this. This is like some highly serialized stuff. I don't fully understand, but we're never gonna pull those, so it doesn't really matter. ZTRs here have this like crazy ring piece with these like when I got this set, I'm telling you, it's wild. That's why I picked this one. Uh, it's amazing. And there's a lot of slam dunk sets. Like this is one of maybe 30 different ones that exist, but this one is off the rails. It is so crazy. This one here, look at this, like a pop-up with makes like a little basketball court. Like, oh my god, incredible, incredible. Purple basketball. I'll take it. Look at that. See, what they're saying here is that the basketball is made out of this material. You can remove it, sort of like remove it from the card. Wild. You've got these again. I'm just anyway. I'm overjoyed. Obviously, like this looks incredible. Okay, so that is a slam dunk sort of this special edition box. Now we'll go over to Kayou. This is Kayou's left hand layup. I haven't talked about what the animes are. I'll talk a little bit more later. But left hand layup is newer, and it's a Chinese anime, which means it was like produced and distributed pretty much only in China. You can't really find a lot about this show outside of China. And the thing that's interesting about it is it sort of is a more modern take on a basketball anime. Slam Dunk is really kind of set in the 90s and it's about 90s basketball. I mean, there's more modern versions now, but like classic Slam Dunk is 90s stuff. Whereas Left Hand Layups is like modern day basketball culture and fandom. And so it's kind of interesting, I think, to see that. Wow, are there? Oh, sorry, I couldn't tell what that meant for a second there. I thought maybe they were saying they're sketch cards. That's not quite what that said. But yeah, there are some pretty crazy stuff in this set. Wow, that flyer, not a lot to that flyer. That's a small flyer. Okay. But yeah, it's more modern like that. Oh man, now I don't know. I feel let's do Slam Dunk second. I was gonna do Slam Dunk first, but then I saw how good it looks again, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. We're gonna do Slam Dunk second. We're gonna do Left Hand Layup first. This is Left Hand Layup. That title has a lot of meaning too. If you, gosh, I mean, I think everyone probably knows what a layup is, right? If you've ever, oh God, I mean, if you've never played basketball, I guess you wouldn't. But basically, a layup is when you dribble the ball, like bounce the ball, right? And you run all the way up to the basket, which means you're running through the defenders, right? Because the other team is like right there. So a lot of times when you're doing a layup, that's where people do these fancy spinning moves and things to get through the groups of people, because you have to get really close to the basket and you have to go fast because you need to jump, and you're going to have to jump really high. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to like hold the ball in your hand and extend your hand so that you pretty much put the ball right into the basket. And usually you want to put the ball up against the backboard, and just bounce it once against that, like right in. But you want to get it like really, really close, right? And so they call it a layup because you're kind of like getting so close to the basket with your hand, is the idea. So you can just kind of put it right in there, right? But again, in order to do that, it's a very aggressive move because, you know, when you shoot from like the 3-point line, you're pretty safe. The shot is hard, but you don't have to like run through defenders. No one's going to punch you or elbow you or try to block you or try to steal the ball, right? Because you're out far away. Once you get in the middle there, the refs can't really see what's going on. Like things happen in the middle of a basketball court that are like I've elbowed a bunch of people in the middle of basketball courts. Like I have done that before. That is a thing that happens, right? And that's just part of the game. And the refs can't do anything about it because they can't see it, right? So when you go to do a layup, that's what's happening. Now, when you go to do a left-hand layup, it's even harder because you have to come in on the other side of the basket, and you're going to be basically putting the ball up with your left hand, which is right up against it. You're coming in the other way. You're going to have to do like a 1-foot jump, and also all the defenders are going to be like on you because you're doing it in this goofy way, right? And so left-hand layup is something that left-hand players do. Right-hand players very rarely attempt a left-hand layup because they're very hard. They're very, very difficult to do. These boxes are quite secure, actually. So this is so that people can't search the box. I'm just tearing this off. I'm just gonna rip this off. It's gonna be hard to open the way they want me to. But yeah, and so all that story is because this anime is about a left-hand basketball player. That's what this anime is all about. Let's do 8. I want to do 8 packs. And there aren't many. Like I remember when I was playing in playing basketball, it was always weird if you were defending someone who was left-handed, because you would get so used to defending and working with right-handed players that when people would do left-hand moves, it would freak everybody out. And so it was a good thing to learn to do if you could. Although it was not something I ever learned. Okay, and so here we have some of the cards. Here's the rares. I won't be sleeving the rares, but I'll sleeve anything above a rare. We got some frame cards here. And like I said, these are very much a Chinese. Oh God, did we just pull a top? I think we just pulled like a top PP. Oof. Okay, let me get the box again, because now we gotta look at rarities. So on the back here, I kind of went really fast through it, but these are the rarities. And so you can see here that 11 of the packs have a chance of a BP. And BP is the top rarity in that set. That is a BP. And so SSR, LR, UR, MR, KR are all sort of other choices, but BP is your top. And then there are numbered BP cards. And so what we have to do now is see if this is a regular BP or a numbered BP. I mean, my magnifying glass is getting a lot of work today. It's weird because the code is BMSO6. But here, I'm gonna just go ahead and top load that. That's probably big. Like, I mean, it's obviously a big hit. Even if it's not the numbered BP, it's still like the second highest card in the set. And so the reason that's a big deal is Kayou sets are like legit distribution. And so pulling a top hit from a Kayou set is actually really hard to do. And so that's a pretty lucky pull there. Another one. This is a dupe. Just a straight up dupe. Oh, that's an SSR. Looking good. Kayou made a great looking card here. Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'm gonna look at the back again. It's like a jersey. That's nice. That's like very good design work here. Kayou. Okay. A lot of rares. You're getting like 3 rares in every pack. Again, that's the Kayou distribution, but still. It means we're going to end up with a ton of rares at the end of this box. I kind of saved the box because I like sports cards are enough of a thing here that I will get more. And so I'll save these and we will look at the rest of these cards later. What am I? Oh, that's an LR. Jeez. We're just kind of like... Oh, never mind. LR is actually pretty low. Okay. LR in their other sets would be a kind of higher rarity, but LR in this set is not that high of a rarity, so that's not that big of a deal. Basketball. Got another frame card. And another LR. These LRs, they look good. Like they have a great sort of print quality to them. But yeah, I'll definitely pick up more slam dunk cards at the very least. Like if I don't get anything else, I'll get more slam dunk cards. But, but I really am. What am I looking at here? Oh, this is for the frame card. Yeah, okay. So I've been calling these frame cards. It's a term I can't remember who, but a commenter told me to call them that. I used to call these Instagram cards, but framing is better. This is what they're sort of for, is to do that. Right? And so you can kind of make it, you get these scenes, and then you can put your players there, right? It's literally all it is. It's kind of a neat thing to do. And what's really cool is these scene cards, you can get them in a lot of different Kayou sets, and then you can sort of mix and match. It's not the only thing they're for. Like you can also put your own photo beneath that. That's kind of the intended purpose of them. But I like to use them with those background cards too, every once in a while. I think that's kind of fun. So is it like strange that there's no baseball? Like I know there's baseball mangas because I've read them, but I I don't think there's ever been like a popular baseball anime. Is that right? Or is there one that I just don't know about? Like I know Captain Tsubasa is sort of the soccer anime, and then Slam Dunk is the basketball anime. Haiku is the volleyball anime. Blue Lock is another soccer anime. But like, what's the? Oh, we got an MR too. Jeebus. What is the football anime? Like American football. This is an MR. That is second to third highest. Absolutely like gorgeous card. I kind of, it reminds me of a Miku card. I sort of like when I first pulled it, I was like, is that Miku? But that's not Miku. That's somebody else. Here we can put see, it's like a very I don't know. I love those systems. But I'm all about like anytime a set can have a gimmick like that sort of extends the value of the set, I'm all about it. Like I just really like that kind of thing. Stickers or anything like that. This is an LR again? Well, this is an SR. Interesting. One more pack of these, and then we'll get out the Slam Dunk cards and check those out. And yeah, and again, we'll probably open half of that box and the hit pack, of course, because I want to see if we can get one of those trophies. We're not gonna, because I'm not that lucky, but man, if we could, it would be nice. Here is a UR on the GX there. GX on the UR. And then a rare. All right, and let's just clean these up very quickly here. I mean, we might leave, I might leave some of the like good cards out. And we'll leave that. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. We'll leave one of these because I think they're cute. And then we'll leave that out. And these will go back like this. Slam Dunk. Oh, okay. I made a big mess. Sorry about that. This has been a strange, I don't know, I guess I have the feeling this has been a strange video. Like I've been kind of all over the place. I should have focused a little bit more. I think I tried to do too many things maybe. I tried to do like 3 blasters. I probably should have done just 1 blaster. The thing is, I so rarely get to even do sports cards at all that I get excited. I'm like, oh, I get to do sports cards today. I should do like all the sports cards. But then it's like an hour-long video. Oh, what can I say? I'm sure that happens. But here we go. Slam Dunk. Again, very excited for this one. I've had this on the shelf for like 2 months, and I have wanted to open it so badly. I mean, you saw that flyer. This thing looks amazing. This box design is wild too. There's so much stuff hiding in these black letters. That is crazy. Also, you've got like a bunch of texture here too. So nice, so nice. Okay, the inside also kind of wild. And then we should have. I'm gonna think of that as the hit pack, and then we'll just open up. Yeah, I guess half of these will work. There's I guess there's not like a dedicated hit pack. It was just that one that was upside down. So again, I'm gonna assume that because it was upside down, it's the hit pack. Let's see here. Six. Let's open 5. The video's kind of long. I'm making it longer with my indecisiveness. Okay, so here we go with Slam Dunk. Kind of a busy, like very busy pack design, but excited for this set. Like I'm really excited to see what we're gonna get out of this. Oh, they're nice. They are nice. Oh, that one's got weird perspective issues, but that's just because he's like reading a newspaper. Still, that's a beautiful card. I love how it's got like all the TV graphics down there as if the game was actually going on. And this is some beautiful etching along the edge there. Oh, nice. They're thicker cards. They're like way thicker than the Kayou cards. They do have a nice rounded corner though, which is good. Yeah, that's Slam Dunk for you. Slam Dunk also a very comedic show. Well, I don't know, very is probably not the right word, but definitely has comedy to it, right? Is that a real player? I can't. That's a real uniform, the Celtics, but I don't know. So the holy grail of Slam Dunk cards, if you ever find these like anywhere, buy them immediately. They're worth a lot of money, and they're really hard to find. But there was a set of Slam Dunk cards that was made 5 or 6 years ago, and it includes real NBA players on the cards. Like, and the big players like Michael Jordan, LeBron, like the big ones, right? And they're mixed in with the animated show, and it's just such a wild set. Totally unlicensed, totally bootleg and everything. But still such a cool thing that a lot of people, including me, are like very interested in getting a copy of that set. The refraction on this is like, look at how crazy that is. And then this line like cuts through it. Gosh. Oh man. These are beautiful. Whoever this company is, if I ever see that logo on a box again, I am definitely going to buy that because that is awesome. Like, they are awesome. Yay, we got an ID. It's literally an ID card. The back of that thing is crazy. It's so reflective too. Get some more sleeves, I guess. There's our ID card. ID card. One more pack here. It's wild to me that after running this channel for like literally, like, I think it's pretty much 2 years now, I think next month I'll actually be at 2 years, so basically 2 years. Uh, there's still companies like this that I've never heard of, never opened a product from. I know they're probably a new company, and that's probably why, but still, it's crazy to me that that happens. Camera angles are a little. Basketball camera angles can get weird. That's just the way it goes. Still cannot believe how thick, how heavy that is, and how just not useful that is. Like, it just like it's super super thick, really 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 heavy, and just nobody wants it. Like, why does it exist? Speaking of super thick cards, is this going to be one of those trophies? It's a CXR. It's not numbered. Oh, it's not one of the sexy ones or one of the trophy ones. I don't even think it has real metal. I think it's just like, I mean, it looks amazing, but it's just like a treatment down here. It's not metal. So I have some Gundam cards that have like an embedded piece of metal at the bottom, like that looks like this. But in this case, it's just printed on there. That too. I'm gonna try one of these again. I really need like way thicker sleeves apparently. Oh gosh, it doesn't fit. Oh, okay, it kind of does. Very, very, very close. Very close fit there. Okay, hey, 50-minute video, real long video. We looked at a lot of sports. We looked at some baseball. We looked at some, what was another sport? Football. We looked at some football, like America football, not like proper football. And then we looked at basketball. And then we looked at some brand new Chinese left-hand layup cards. And these things are neat. Like, honestly, pretty cool looking cards. Like, I like these. And those are from Kayou. And then we looked at some amazing new slam dunk cards. So long video, a lot of stuff. I need to stop talking because I've been talking for a long time. But I hope you enjoyed things here, and I will probably talk to you again on Wednesday. I don't know what video I'm gonna make. I have a lot of mail I need to open, like a lot. So I might just make a mail video on Wednesday, but it'll still be fun. Okay, but for now, yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye and have a great rest of your week. Bye bye, everybody.